Now that we tilted the walls up, we're going to trim these walls down. So this guy right here passes through this one, so I'm going to split that shape. So split this with that and take out that one. Okay, so I want this point right here to be at that point right there. So in order to do that, I'm going to take this thing and turn on the points. Select that point and move from there to that endpoint right there. So I have my intersection and endpoint in my O-snap, so it should snap right into place. Nothing is bent or anything. Nothing is warped because basically everything aligns. Okay. So I want this side. I don't want it to have this flat shape right there like so. So I am going to shape this into a kind of like this gable as well. Okay. So for that, I'm going to use the same height right there. Okay, and change the angle of this thing. For that, I can use a polyline and figure about, maybe I'm going to go about maybe half, maybe third of the way down from the top. So if I say near, that point right here, and then I could select somewhere along this top edge. I think I'll select about there. So near, and then same with this part right here. I'm going to say near to about there. So near, N-E-A-R, and something like that. Okay. When I do that, make sure that it is on that plane. I could now use this polyline to split that surface. So split this with that, enter. Now this should be its own shape, that should be in its own shape. If I select the curve, I could delete that, and there it is. Okay, just like previously, if you recall, this guy right here and this guy right here, let me turn this into a ghost view so we could see this a little bit more. It's crisscrossed, and this one is very crisscrossed. This one is slightly crisscrossed, right? That is not parallel to that part right there. So it's going to create a triangulation. If I just try to make a side again, that would definitely be a warped surface. And I don't want a warped surface on this project, so I cannot use this method. I can go ahead and make a triangulation part out of it, like so and like so, but then that will give it a little bit of a bump. You might want that shape, or you might not. You might find that attractive, which I guess it could, but for my project I want this straight. I want both ends straight on this one, so I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that form. Okay, so what that means is I'm going to have to select the surface that I'm going to cut with. So let's see, delete that, delete that. I'm going to make a surface along here that is going to be a triangulation from here to here to here. And with that, I could set this as the new C-plane. File, set C-plane to an object, which is this guy right there. And notice that the C-plane moved up. What I can do now is to make a shape or make a surface on the C-plane, bringing it way out so that it intersects like so. With that, I should get rid of that. With that, I should be able to trim this piece down. So split that, split this with that, get rid of this. I should be able to turn the points on this one, select the point, and move from that point to the endpoint. And that is a flat surface right there, of course, because it's right on the C-plane. Okay. Let me flip that. This side too, I want this to be a little bit of a straight surface as well. So I'm going to take this one and make a triangulation out of it. Oops. Let me try that again. Select that, that, to that, to that. Enter, and that is a triangulation. Now I'm going to set this guy as the surface. So File, set C-plane to object, and that's the object I want to set. And there's my new C-plane. I'm going to make another surface, go way beyond that surface that I have, make sure that it intersects, and then split this surface with that surface. Get rid of that. Turn the points on this one. Select the point and move from there to there. And there I have my flat surface. And don't forget to turn your C-plane back onto world top. Okay, and with this I could try to make a roof out of this thing. So that all depends on if I want a concave surface like this or a convex surface. So let's say I wanted a convex surface. Usually, oops, Control Z. Usually, remember, it is from high point to high point that we want to make the ridge, right? So this to that, and this to that will create a ridge. I think when it bumps out, and don't make too much of this up down kind of thing, it will create a better object. So for this one, since I think this one will create the ridge right there, let's try it out. Yep. Okay. All right. If I went the other way, I might have created a valley. Which actually doesn't look too bad. Okay, well, let's try this one. So let me do the shaded view. This one needs to be flipped. And this one needs to be flipped. And with that, all its outside surface is gray. The inside surface is the this aquamarine thing. Okay, so that's my that is my solid piece right there.